Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast. The front side of my dick is wore completely out. Nobody's made it through it to the backside yet, but the front is just raw.
He said something was wrong with it today.
All right, let's start there.
I don't want to start there. I don't want to start on the front side.
Well,
I really
nobody's
don't.
made it to the backside yet, so.
I don't want to go through the front.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears tonight, and I say tonight because it is Saturday. We're not usually in the dungeon on Saturdays,
But we have family stuff going on tomorrow, so therefore we are doing it tonight.
and Daddy's home for once.
Yeah, you beat me home.
It's the first time I've seen my house in the daylight on a Friday in like 2 months.
But it's good for you. It builds character.
No, but it does build a bank account.
Especially driving from Cape Girardeau to Monette and back.
That was rough. I looked like I jerked off an Oompa Loompa after I trimmed that dirt down there in Monette the other day. I was way too far south. Red dirt everywhere.
Yeah, you're up in that red dirt area down
I got
there.
back to the yard after we finished trimming, and everybody was like, "Man, what did you do?" I was like, "Y'all didn't see the Oompa Loompas up there?" I was double timing on top of the trimmer.
You know what we talked about before air and everything? I FaceTimed him to tell him about it. And he's like, hold on a second. Pulls out the air filter out of the skid steer he's in. Starts beating it on the track. And I mean, it is just red dust.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's down there with Who Else Fuck the Chickens.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know.
I do have to throw a little thanks out to Cy. If he gets his deal pulled out, I'm gonna have a nasty Whiskey City car.
Well, speaking of Whiskey City, we spoke last episode how hard it is to get into these shows.
These big shows. It is. And I love it because that right there means that the following's there.
Yeah,
That means the sport is at an all-time high
it is.
because you've got these people that are they're wanting in. But when you literally break the internet every time trying to get in this shit, something's got to give. Because you can't. Because a lot of people are like, well, you need to let more people in. Well, you can't turn these into a week-long deal.
No,
I mean, I understand why they limit it. You know,
we have one of those, and it sucks,
right.
in my opinion. 4 days of Derbian plus tech.
Well, out there at Blizzard Bash, and I know there's nothing they can do about this part, because I teched in on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there since Wednesday, shit hammered the whole time. Wednesday rolls around, snow blowing. I sat in my car in tech line for like 13 hours. Out in the elements. Like my wife was bringing me something to drink and shit, because you can't leave your car.
No.
There's no passage.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever the line moves up, you're either with your car or that's where the fuck it's sitting when you get back.
Yep.
And there's nothing they can do about it. Like they've got 2 lifts in there. They're running 2 lanes.
Yeah.
Like they are working their ass
They're
off.
not fucking around.
No.
The extensive thoroughness that they go
It's gotta
through
be.
on
They try to
every
keep it
car.
so
Yes.
fair. And you know, there's shit that slides into that. We've all talked about it. It happens.
Yep.
Nobody's perfect.
Every time. Every time. Something is going to slide. It's just, I mean, because these guys are only human, which we've all said. They're human. They're stressed to the max. They're getting
Long
bitched
days,
at
late
constantly.
nights.
They're running on just a few hours of sleep. Not very many times you go through. You can be going through a tech line at 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I got to my car, still drunk. Had to have been. Because I had left the Hewer compound. So it was over there with Corey, Tommy, Teddy, all of them. Trey, Rob. Like, we were getting down on it. We were doing, big things. Like,
Put
trying
in
to drink
work.
all the beers. But I got back down to my car, hungover. God, I had taken a quick shower, put my coveralls and shit on, and sat in that car. It's miserable.
It is. Yeah. I mean, there's actually no other way to put it as you live that for roughly a week. And that's not counting the build time.
Yeah, because everybody's like, oh, Blizzard Bash was badass. If you're running out there, it's not that badass.
No, it's cool as shit to watch.
But that's where I love the dedication that we keep talking about with these drivers. Because they'll sit out there year after year after year.
Yep.
And not just, because it's not just the tech line I'm talking about that's miserable.
No.
You run Friday night, your shit is fucked up. You got to run again Saturday. Well, whenever you run again Saturday, you got all night and you're beating on that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And these drivers are so top notch, so good at what they do. They want to make sure that they leave no stone untouched.
Yep.
So whenever they're working on these bitches, they use all that time. You know, there's several times I've seen Teddy, Corey, you know, all those guys go get done working on their car at 5 o'clock in the morning, go take a nap, take a shower, get back down there, and they're back with their car again.
Yeah, we the last year we went, we had some amazing help. Amazing help. Austin Adams, he ran with us at Sturgis. He came to Blizzard Bash. Cordell didn't run that year, so he actually was helping us. And you know, and Pud Witter had his normal guys, and Denton had his guys. I mean, we changed 3 transmissions in 4 days.
Well, was that the year that Corey and all them were breaking trannies? That's right.
Everybody was breaking trainings.
Okay, so that was the night we run my car Friday night, which is when my back was messed up. So Josh Gordon actually ran my car out there that year. Corey and all them had run out of transmissions. So it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Corey's like, I'm done. I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have a transmission. I was like, well, there's a 350 in my car. We'll pull the bitch out, shove it in there. I went and grabbed Rob Hewer's skid loader. Myself, Alex Stapleton, and Josh Gordon went out there, laid under that car at 1 o'clock in the morning, and jerked the tranny out of the bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
That's nuts.
Well, I mean,
it sucks.
it does. But the fans love it.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for the dedication that comes from these drivers, these fans wouldn't have shit to watch.
Yep.
And honestly, the Derby world would implode.
That's one thing I haven't made it to get that Blizzard Bash experience yet.
Like I said, I've been
In
there several
any
times,
choice.
but I haven't got the full experience like everybody else has got. I've never been
In the seats.
shitty and have fun, have a good time, and go to Baby Dolls and hang out with Lochner. And you know, I've
Right.
never got to do that stuff because it's usually work. I don't like that they killed the stock class.
That's insane to me. Like I said, not my call. I'm sure there's reasoning behind it. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Because that class was so, I mean, there was people fighting over that class.
Oh yeah.
And then you got and I'm probably going to catch a little backlash over this, but at this point, I don't give a shit.
Trucks.
That modified class.
Yeah.
That mod class. Why would you have a singles class?
When that's your premier class for a team
Yes, get out of here with that shit.
show. Yeah. Yeah.
Send that shit to Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
Let them do it there. That's
Yep.
fine. But at least give the stock guys, I mean, us budget builders, a chance to run the big show. Because
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I can't put together a light weld car. Monetary wise, and honestly, like, I wouldn't know what car to start with on that end of the spectrum. Like, I know that, you know, the guys around here, CJ and them, they've had awesome luck, 9802s, 03 and newers. But I don't know how to build that. You know, T-Start, he was the 9802 guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Dalen.
Yeah. But I don't have the knowledge to build that car to go there. And you can't run that shit around here anymore
No, nowhere.
because they don't have the class for it.
Nope. Unless you want to
I
travel,
mean,
you
because
want
there's
to.
not even a street stock class out there, which is Missouri's premier class.
Yeah.
Like, that right now is Missouri's heavy build.
If you want to take a light weld anywhere other than there, you're
Iowa.
going to have to go to Iowa.
Oh,
You know, to T-Bone,
yeah.
something
And
like that.
Illinois, I think Robo, he still has a little bit of light weld stuff.
And you can hit the Kansas area. You know, but nothing around where we would think around home within 2 hours.
No. And honestly, I have trouble making it to a show 15 minutes away from the house because our schedule
Yep. Yeah.
and promoting and all that shit. Like, yeah, I love it because I can throw together a stock car and go get a little bit of wheel time and have fun. And if I, you know, because I don't win, I don't feel like I'm out, you know, 15, 18 grand
Correct.
and 2 months worth of build.
we were at a derb. I can't even remember where we were at. Might have been Mother's Day. You know, Bobby Brockway has been there, done that.
Oh yeah.
And you know, we hung out with Bobby for a couple days, and I hadn't got to see him since the last time he was actually at Blizzard Bash. He was either on IFD or Toast or something like that. And we started talking, and CJ was there. And Bobby asked him, he said, CJ, when are you going to get back in the car? He looked at both of us dead in the face and said, too much money. Bobby kind of said, what? He's like, too much money. He said, even me building my own motors. He said, it's still too much. He said, it's still $5,000 rear ends, $3,000, $4,000 transmissions, $2,000 cradles. Right? There's 12 grand right there. And the amount of welding wire.
Yeah.
And 2x3's tubing.
Whenever you see those dudes that are getting ready to build those mod cars, like for Blizzard Bash, I don't know how many of them, you know, because I mean, we know a lot of people. Now, I'm a social butterfly at those events, you know, it's ridiculous. I'm just telling you, they've got to, I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. But all those guys that, you know, we've got on Snapchat, Facebook, all that shit, they're bringing welding wire in by the pallet.
Mm-hmm.
Pallets.
It's not, hey, I'm going to go get a couple boxes of wire to build this car. No. Pallets.
At least a half dozen rolls.
And that, you know, and that's wire. I got Snapchats the other day, of course, you know, some of them still will stick weld things, but a lot of them use MIG because it's quicker. I had one the other day. He was TIG welding shit. If you're TIG welding shit, you're just up to your shit even more.
It's just crazy to me the amount of materials that go into shit. I mean, with the jump in metal prices that we've seen, just putting a cage in these stock cars.
It's almost tripled.
Uh-huh.
We hit that off this spring. What everybody was giving, you know, $150 for material. It's $600.
Well, I've been shopping around because I'm going to get all my shit together for this Whiskey City build before I get laid off, so I don't have to dick with that. I don't want to have to go get another job this winter to support my habit. So I'm trying to get, and I've been calling around, pricing around because I want to run a good cage. That's my big deal. I want a good cage in my car. Everything that I've got right now penciled out, it's looking like $700 worth of material for a bullshit build.
Mm-hmm.
Because that stock class out there is about as stock as you can get.
Yeah.
That's in cage material.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get guys like,
I mean, I'm to the point where I'm about to take Piper's swing set apart.
You're not going to be one of them guys.
Doubling some T-posts.
You know, then you got guys like Ryan Chivers, who runs 1-inch door plate. The car's so heavy, a 10,000 pound lift will not lift it. His business, what he does for a living, that's where he can get that stuff.
Right.
You know, so that is what everybody's like, man, I'll just go. There's always mod spots open. I'll just go run them. Fellas don't realize, A, the money, B, the time.
Well, and we've seen that this year with some of the guys that run our stock stuff that have jumped up to street stock. And they're like, holy shit.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And I've personally talked to so many guys that says, I did it. I don't want to do it no more. I want to stay in the stock class.
Well, because if they junk that shit, in 2 weeks, they can build another stock car.
Mm-hmm.
You're not building a street stock car in 2 weeks.
No. I mean, you could. But it'd kill you.
Yeah. You better have some, well, it'll burn you plumb out.
Yeah, you're going to have some minions at the shop, 3 or 4 guys
100%.
all the time, every night after work, not getting much sleep, and then every waking moment of a weekend. 2 weekends, really.
Because even, like, we've talked about this a lot, too, the self-employed guys that are doing this, they still have a business to run.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then you've got a lot of the guys that they have a full-time job.
Or 2.
Yeah.
Like Cody. Cody Hendren. We talked to Cody. Cody.
Real estate.
Construction plus real estate.
Yeah.
You know, plus little side hustles and shit, you know. It's just, sometimes it's not worth the effort. What gets me is, I've said this before, guys will say, man, I'm going to go to Blizzard Bash. Okay, cool. And then, so here's the easy way to break it down. The light weld teams run for, I believe it's $10,000 to win. So that's divided by 4. So that's $2,500 a piece to win. Then you've got your fuel getting there. I think it's $250 a man to enter, somewhere in that area. 4 or 5 days of hotel, 4 or 5 days worth of food and beer. So when we put on a $3,000 to win show, guys will throw a fit over $100 entry fee.
Right.
Well, it's not a big show. It doesn't matter if it's a big show. You're still running for big show purse.
What do they want as far as big show? We had 120 cars there. We had Track Shot Live there.
Yep.
We run it as professional as possible. In quotations, I did air quotes with my fingers for everybody that's listening. In a big show platform, what do you want from me?
Correct.
Like,
The only difference is it wasn't indoors. That's the only difference.
you want me to put some tarps over that bitch next time?
I don't want to rent no tarps.
No, you don't.
Is that what I need to do? Do I need to find somebody with a horse barn that's open a little bit, but got a roof over it? Can I be a big show then?
Yeah, that's what Wicked Team Show is.
This Mother's Day deal that we're talking about next year, we're looking at like damn near $30,000
Correct.
with money paid out. If that's not big show quality, excuse my language here, but you go fuck yourself.
Twicey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just where I struggle so much.
With all this bullshit.
Yeah.
What's best? What's the total purse out there?
100K is what they say, but it's more than that now, I think.
Yeah.
So you're doing a third of that is what you're going for, and still, it's just a scaled down model of that.
It's just not inside.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the only difference.
You're putting in just as much work as they are, just on a small.
But it's in the state of Missouri. It's not in Kansas.
With cooler
Yeah.
trophies.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I don't know, man. I think that's why there is a 4-year turnaround on a lot of promoters.
roughly, right in there.
I did learn some tricks via the internet, though. So whenever we start taking up this fishing career, it seems like a weighted fish seems to be
On
the key to
walleye.
that.
On walleye.
I know you're not much of a fisherman, but in my opinion, a walleye is the best possible fish you can eat. It is.
Never had it, but
See,
I
I'm
my
a flathead guy.
I am too. That's my flathead is my second choice, but a walleye is just awesome.
All right, we're straying away from this bullshit a little bit. What I wanted to talk about, and we had kind of talked off air about this, and we touched on it a little bit last week. What is the answer to this entry? Because we're starting to see a lot of the same people at the same shows over and over again. I'm not saying I don't like watching them,
Yeah.
but where is your average Joe Blow going to finally get the level playing field to get in these shows?
Yeah. Spring X was this weekend. Pre-registration. Wicked Team Show was this weekend.
Oh, Wicked was wicked.
Wicked was completely sold out in 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes.
That's nuts.
Every spot.
Well, Blizzard Bash does it in seconds.
Yeah.
The human reaction is not fast enough.
Like I said, 6 people was what I had on phones trying to get one spot for Whiskey City.
Yeah. So what?
It was a little out of all that. You were looking to try to have the reaction time to hit the button
And make sure your
of
phone,
what a top fuel dragster has to take off. What that driver. That's what you're looking at, reaction time.
And then, like I said, when I tried to do it, it didn't even let me click a box.
Yeah, my
There was no numerical.
That's the broken
Square
internet
on
I
the
was
side.
talking about. Like
it got so overloaded.
You're leaving so much up to computers at that point.
So any promoter listening, whether it be Candace, Tim Clark,
Yeah.
Sam Williams, what can we do as other promoters, Derby community in a whole, what can we do to make this more fair where we're not having to let the world of the internet decide if you get to run a show or not? That's the air quotations
Yeah.
question.
Well, hell, I'd even like to hear some driver feedback on it.
Yes. But, like we had Cody and Tyler last week. They tried. They couldn't get in.
No.
Period. I haven't talked to Tyler this week to see if because they were talking about going to Wicked, trying to get in down there. I haven't texted him to see if he got in or not.
Well, I tried last year.
Yeah,
Because it
where
was
were
gonna
we
be
at? We
at
were
the Derby.
at a Derby. That's right.
Yeah, because I tried. It was going to be me, Justin Meyer, Cody, and Dalen.
Yes.
And Cody was sitting on his phone at the Derby, and he's like, "We didn't get in." I was like, shit.
Yeah, that's the. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, because there is constantly guys complaining about it. Not just us. Not just you.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that try to get in, and Sam's got the deal with Whiskey City of how many 120 street stock spots? Is that right?
Yeah.
120, and that was the only one that didn't sell out as of last Sunday. I haven't even checked this week.
I'll pull it up real quick. You just keep talking. You keep talking to the people.
So we get enough messages or Snapchats or text or calls.
Dick pics.
I have not got any of those yet.
Oh.
That stays in your telephone.
Start sending them to you.
What can we do to make this more convenient for the drivers?
User-friendly, honestly.
So you've got something that's selling out in less than 5 minutes, and I don't know how many spots, but I think there was 5 or 6 classes. That's like fast.
There's still street stock spots available in Whiskey City.
Is it?
How many spots is there total out there? Like, if you added all the classes, how many spots?
Whiskey City?
Yeah. You had like 120 in street
There's
stock.
120, and then I think the rest
There's
of them are
24 cars
so
for each
1,
other
2,
class.
3, 4 other classes. So
There's 100 plus. That's 200 and
216.
200.
216 spots.
Yeah.
And you divide that by, which 5 minutes would be 300 seconds. Is that correct?
Yeah.
0.72 seconds
Is what you had
is what you were
per
averaging
sign-up.
per sign up. If they would have all sold out, bing, bang, boom.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a lot of chance right there.
A lot of chance.
No
Well-
offense. That's like 6 Top Fuel dragsters reaction times combined.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're talking just everybody's had their phone locked up,
Yes.
like where you couldn't swipe it to answer it.
Uh-huh.
Right there, you're fucked.
Laptop, home computer,
Yeah.
whatever. I just think they need to figure something out.
All right, that's enough of that shit. Everybody's gonna get bored with it.
Yep.
All right, let's go back to talking shit.
We've got a little derby coming up a week from today.
Fuck, is it in a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yuck.
Hey, gotta give a little shout out to Bobcat of Columbia. They're
They're-
getting us 4 of them shits.
They're delivering us 4 badass skid steers on Thursday.
Yeah. Which we hooked them up with some tickets.
Oh, yes. Have
They're
you?
bringing them full of fuel.
Oh, yes.
Multiple attachments for all of them.
Yes.
I think it was, I don't know. He said he was bringing me big ass skid loaders. Was his exact,
Is that like Alan Brown big Bobcat?
oh yeah, yeah. Max Kaplan or Kaplan or something like that. He's killing it. Communication with that dude has been awesome.
Good
And so if
deal.
anybody is listening out there and they need anything,
Bobcat of
related,
Columbia.
Yeah,
Bobcat of Columbia.
Columbia. Get with it.
They have announced for Blizzard Bash the drivers lists.
And there is some nasty ass shit on it.
Loaded.
The singles classes, it looks like they filled up the youth front wheel drive class.
Right.
Pretty normal to fill up the youth class.
But I
But
love that. I really do.
I think there's a couple
Did you
pud.
see,
I think there's a couple pud witters up in this bitch, for that one.
Tyler and
And Blake.
yeah.
Modified singles classes looks a little bit different than kind of what we're used to. Aaron Harrington isn't on a team.
Right.
He's running the mod singles along with Justin Fainer
Get it
and
done.
Kenneth Duff.
I'm anxious to see what Aaron Harrington's going to be in out there because you never know with that dude.
he might be in like an Etzel, or he might be in a 09,
You never know.
or he could be in a 76 T-Bird.
Or, hell, he could be an Impala, Imperial, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude.
We need to get a hold of that long-bearded bastard and
Oh, yeah.
get him to come up here and chill. He told us he'd do it over the phone, but I'd rather him be here.
Oh, yeah. Because I love giving that dude shit. Yeah, he's fun as shit.
Yeah. The limited weld singles class, that comes back to, why are you having a singles class when you're having a team show as well? It looks like,
See, like I said, it's not my show.
yeah,
I can't give my opinion out because those are like assholes.
everybody's got one.
But instead of the modified and the light weld singles, I would have done a stock and a street stock
Mm-hmm.
singles.
Here's my thought.
Nobody cares about that.
Well, I know you don't, but possibly are these ones that try to get into the team show and wasn't able to.
No,
So they were
because
like
that
an
shit would have
overload?
filled up. Just immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them where they were down begging people
Yeah.
to come run that mod class.
Yep.
Every other day, they're like, oh, hey, we've got some mod spots left.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Let's jump into.
What do you think Fainer will be? Because he's another one. Is he going to be in a Cadillac? Gonna be in a new style?
Bet she's in a new style.
What about Kenneth Duh? Because he's a little car guy.
Well, we were talking before we hit the go button, possibility of the 110.8 inch Impala.
I don't know. He's been talking about it for a minute.
Let's go into the $50,000 to win national team side drivers list.
You're going to start on the national side, like not the qualifying?
No, straight up national side.
Cal Soda.
Little bit different look
Right.
than normal.
So I
But
talked to Rob about them, because he went out there and run that.
thing in Wyoming or Montana, wherever the fuck he was
I
at.
think it was. And he said that they were a good time.
Oh yeah, one that really jumped into my line of sight was Extreme Ski. We haven't seen Jason Brzezinski in a couple years at Blizzard Bash. We had seen Ryan Songalewski last year on Team Calisota. So them two guys are back together
They'll be putting in work.
with one of the guys from Iron City Promotions from last year of Mr. Rhett Galui. And then they added Colton Newhofflin.
And I don't know him.
I think he's always done mod stuff like singles. I don't think he's a team guy.
All I know is
And
you've
then,
done
of
one
course,
hell of
you
a
got,
job
you know,
announcing those.
You've got Octane,
Yep.
Pudwitter, Booger. That'll
Blute
be.
and Conkle.
Oh, yeah. That'll,
Team Kansas. You've got Chad Markley, Chicken, Brent and Barry Clemens.
that's a team that everybody loves to hate.
Because it's Kansas. It's kind of like KUMU. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Crazy Iowans who finished second last year. Lane Frericks, Justin Frericks, Jerry Lyerly, and James Kitchell. Jerry Bear. But it looks like Kitchell's only taken one car this year unless something happens and he's got something left to run in the singles class.
Have you seen their shirts?
Ordered one.
Did you?
I think
thought
I
it was
did.
badass for what they did for Terry.
Yes, it was.
Terry's picture's on it.
Really?
Yeah. Which I seen that everybody's merch is out.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like, Dalen and them, I seen they posted a link.
Their shit's out.
Caddy
Octane's
Nation.
out. Caddy Nation's out.
Jerry and all them, all
Yeah.
that shit was posted.
How about the returning champions? Blizzard Bash from last year. You got the legend himself, Mike Worth, and Cheesy, and Craig Birkenpass, and Corey Niehaus.
Yep.
Something else that has changed a little bit. XP Derby Products used to be, that is the old Johnson Wrecking Crew.
Right.
Zach and Troy Johnson, Chris Collins, and it's usually Daryl Ewing. Well, Daryl is not with them this year. They have Jared Haney
I
And
think it'll be an asset, though.
it will.
Not saying
Because I'm guessing this team that probably Daryl's on with Corey Bennell and Junior Sukit, they're probably homies.
right.
So a guy of Daryl's caliber, who's usually there at the end, now instead of one team, they're going to have two teams.
Yeah.
That could be
And
down there. At the
sometimes
end.
those are power moves
Yes.
that we see.
Yeah.
You know.
A lot of people think, well, somebody's butt hurt and they
No.
move teams. No.
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 Usually there's a vantage point there, especially whenever you're already on top.
Yeah, when you're finishing top 3 and 4 there every year,
Because
wherever
nobody's
they
going
go.
to X a good thing.
No.
I mean, we seen it with the light weld stuff. The light weld stuff, with Caddy Nation and SMS.
Yeah.
They essentially they've got two teams out
Yeah, 8 against.
there.
What have they got? Usually 12,
Yeah.
10 or 12 teams that go through the feature. It's numbers, power in numbers.
Well, there's always been strength in numbers. I mean, you ever had your ass kicked by -2 guys?
Midgets.
Like 1.5 dudes. Another team that made it through the qualifiers last year, Postal Mopar. You've got Cody Adams, Dalton Palmer, Jason Kinman,
Those dudes have been
and
around.
Blake
though.
Neely.
Like, I've watched that unfold over the last 8 years or so. They're in there, and then, man, something will happen.
Yep.
Like that one year, they ended up going out there with 2 cars.
Yes.
That shit was insane. I watched them clean house.
Yep.
They turned a wagon completely over.
Yeah.
Those cars, they've got some of the most well-built shit that I've seen. Their shit screams.
Yep. Blake Neely got out of the Derby world for several years and went to drag racing, kicking the shit out of anybody he's been running against. He built another car last year. They run it down. Well, his Mustang decided it was going to take a tumble.
That was bad. I was worried about that dude
Yeah.
because I seen that shit on Facebook.
Yep.
And honestly, he never was worried one bit about what had happened to him. He was just, you could tell by what he was posting, the dude was just sick.
Yeah. GH Graphics. Mr. PJ Snar.
Showtime.
And a couple Shepherd Boyds and the Brandon Kilcoyne. And then, like I said, the XB Derby.
You think we're going to get to see PJ go out there and drive like a complete lunatic again?
I asked him after P Hill. When I told you, I talked to him, that we have talked so much that he's got the steering on the 03 set, figured out, unless you're running 50 mile an hour up the ass end of something else. And he said, yeah, that was kind of fucking stupid.
Oops.
He said, but that's just me. I'm here to party. So,
That dude's cool shit.
Oh, he is.
I mean,
Yeah, he is.
I like fucking with him. Like whenever we go over there, because he don't care.
Yeah, we'll get him on too.
I want to go
Sometime.
to his place.
We've got to get to Illinois anyways. Within
Man,
the
we
next
almost
month
need to make that a day thing
and hit like 3 shops.
and start in the morning.
Yeah. Catch one group, hit the other group,
You know how drunk I'll be by the time
and see if we
across the river?
can get like badass food at each place.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, mimosas.
Yeah. Dude, here Derby Icons has got a team this year. It's Eric Blom, who has won singles, either Bash or Carnage. And
Trevor's on there.
and Trevor Jones and Luke Schaffner
Oh, yeah.
and Tom Henderson. So that's another team that's
But those guys have run together before.
that here, and we
And I'm not
talk
saying in a team setting, but like
correct. Yeah, they've all
they've all been on the track
Oh, yes.
together.
That's the thing. Are we going to get Trevor who of old, or are we going to get the Trevor of new,
It says it
or
right
a
on the
little
side
bit
of
of
his
both?
car.
Well, it's not going to say crazy on this one.
I've got that dude on Snapchat. Let me see
Who
this.
don't you have on Snapchat is my
Well,
question.
that's how I keep up with all this shit.
Dude, Narrett Demo, Ryan Durham, Bobby Whitaker, Terry Timmons, and Brandon Johnson. Whitaker he won Mayhem, which the other day we didn't have any results, but Bob won it.
You should have seen what Trevor found in the car he was stripping out the other day.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't even know if I should be talking about it. But he's like, it's always crazy what you find in these cars. And he pulled out a Crown Royal sack that was full of some of a plant.
Oh, plant substance.
Yeah.
Green and leafy.
Green and leafy.
Two
Travis.
big old bags. I just sent him back. I was like, smoke it.
So that's, topping off the national side. It's always going to be a killer show. Are we going to have somebody who is going to lose the first round and come all the way back through?
You see that happen?
We've seen DMP do it.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, to finish in the top three.
Not to interrupt you here, but we ought to do a live episode of this sometime and let people call in. And we ought to do some of that crazy shit. Like, what's the craziest shit you found in a car you're stripping out?
Oh, God.
Because I know I went all the way to San Antonio one time to pick up a car for Teddy. And Tommy Stark and I drove down there.
You and Tommy, I remember that.
We drove down there and picked it up. We got it back and was stripping this bitch out. And we found a huge rubber black dong in the trunk of it. And I've got a picture of it on my phone.
Bullshit, you still got it sitting by the bed.
No, Pete.
Right on the night, Pete took it.
Pete Hagamelli, I think it was stuck in him before he left.
Well, I mean, I brought my car back from Kansas and it had a butcher knife shoved in the passenger seat.
So something's happened. I'm just telling you.
And it wasn't no clean blade. It was a rusty blade.
I've found some insane shit in the old cars. Like, some shit that you... why is this?
Yeah.
What is it? I found 70s porn. Like...
All right, back to the task at hand. We're not talking about big black dongs and weed in cars right now.
Yes, Dad.
The two teams that, on the national side that we aren't there that we're used to seeing, Team Blackout's not on there, and the No-Namers. They're not on the national side. Postal was
Right.
ones who moved up, and so was GH Graphics. That means they came from the qualifying side. The qualifying the qualifying team side is pretty loaded. You still got the dudes from RPM Redemption. The Minnesota boys, Rick and Tyler Quast, Hunter Quast, and Derek Creetlow. They're no joke.
They always come so
Close. Like one spot. Then we've got Realistic Derby Project. A couple boys right across the river from us. Plus a Kansas feller. Dalen and Cody Brown, Harley Miller, and Eric Jeffers.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, they
I'm anxious to see what those boys can do.
on a big stage.
Well, not just on the big stage, but I want to see if they get it to where, because those boys are loyal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, whenever they're all on the track together, like over there at P Hill, like they're loyal. They're going to have to decipher when it's the time not to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if, just for instance, say one of them doesn't have steering and they're shoved up in a mess of cars, how long are they going to work to try to get them back out when it should have just been? Because that's going to be situations that they're in.
And then there's that time, say Dalen, he's going to dick punch me when I say this, but I'm going to knock off some wood. Say Dalen loses steering.
Right.
But he has got two guys on him, and they're stuck in a corner. That's where Dalen or Harley or somebody or Cody has to figure out, hold on, we're going to lose. Cody's like, I'm going to lose Dalen, but he's going to take two of those cars out with him.
Right.
So do I want to go in there and try to get him out, take a chance of getting the other guys out, and then Cody in that same aspect
everybody
of, here, I'm in this big fucking pile now.
Right.
So now I've just left Jeffers and Harley out here by themselves.
Right.
So that is that experience and knowledge.
Well, and all honesty, that's a crapshoot either way, because your head will be full of what ifs on any of that shit.
Yep.
But that's going to be good to watch. That's going to be one you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be screaming motors
Screaming motors.
and hard hitting shit.
Yeah. That's
Because I think they're going to go out there with that mentality like they do at P Hill and shit. Let's get this over as quick as possible so that we can salvage what we've got left after this heat.
yeah. That
Because honestly, I mean, there is definitely potential there for them to move up
oh yeah.
100%.
I've seen Jeffers run out there before, but we've personally seen the other three guys
All right.
run this
Harley's
year.
No joke.
Fuck no. He will turn his shit way up.
Oh, yeah, and he
don't
builds
care.
good shit.
Yes, he does.
He's got good parts.
Yep.
And builds good shit.
But here's the deal. You get Dalen and Cody from what they normally have in the street stock build to now a mod car.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you're putting Dalen in his element.
yes, whether he doesn't have to worry about going in reverse.
Right.
He doesn't have to worry about the bumper going over the roof. So he's going to be able to drive it the way he wants to drive it, knowing he's in a tank.
I'm ready to see downtown out there.
Downtown's not. He told me he's not going. He
I'm
said it's
just
too
saying,
close. He says too close. He says deer season.
Right. Well, I'm not talking about maybe this year, whatever. But I'm just saying that it would be cool to see Alan out there, a whole Brown family.
Yep. Yeah. Which I think we're going to get to see the whole Brown family at Whiskey City. I think they got several spots.
I think all of us have hotels for that,
Yes.
so it's gonna be wild. Okay, let's go to limited weld stuff.
Limited weld.
Seeing some familiar faces here. Ass kickers.
The team, the green and white team that just is there at the end every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Ponzer, Stringer, Brady Larson, and I always pronounce his. Is it Eric Tadaj?
I don't know. I'm out on
Eric
that.
T.
Yes, Eric T.
Eric T.
So, okay.
Hold on.
That is a Modelo.
Got a little enchilada action here, maybe with a little bit of orange in it.
Little orange.
What's that? Hold on, let me- Oh,
Not bad.
no, you want one?
No.
Sure. You wanna
Yeah,
try this one?
my wisdom tooth removed is saying,
You want to try this one?
no, sir. Not today.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm on narcotics.
Pharmaceuticals and beer. Where could you go wrong there?
So you started on the limited weld team side. You got Team Asker because you got Team SMS one.
Which Cody, Justin, Jarrett, and Vic Whaley.
Corey, Justin, Jarrett, and Vic. That's, yeah. Kansas Outlaws, Justin Steffen, Doug Gibson, Ryan Schweer, and Brandon Conkle. Them dudes are there at the end every year, too. Then you still got your Derby tees, Andrew Carmichael, Lance and Lucas Pritchett, and Alan Winters. Then you've got Caddy Nation.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. Rob, Trey, Teddy, and Mason.
That's kind of Caddy Nation.
Yeah,
Is what that is, because
Three quarters.
It's
Mason-
Caddy / Vic
yeah,
because
Mason is a fucking genius.
and a monster in a new style, which we had Teddy on earlier this spring, right after Whiskey City, and we did ask him. You are Caddy Nation. How do you feel about Mason not being in a caddy?
And Mason wasn't a caddy.
He was, and did not like it. He did not fare well. When you get a builder to his level, you've got to let him run what he wants to run or is familiar with
You
running.
can take the driver out of the Vic, but you can't take the Vic out of the driver.
Correct. So I would much rather him be in a Vic just
We're gonna have to
wearing people
revisit
out.
a few of those guys. Like, I would like to get Rob back on here. Maybe hit Teddy up again. Now that we've kind of changed our speed a little bit
Mm-hmm.
on how we do this. Because I've got more questions for him.
Yeah.
And I think, it's shit that other people would want to know as well.
Yeah, these and we were talking off air, You get those 4 teams, 5 teams: Ass Kickers, SMS, Kansas Outlaws, Derby Tees, and Caddy
Jason
Nation.
Dials
And then Dials is
on the Outsiders.
on the Outsiders with Tiny Losi, Joseph Hoffer, and Nate Posky. So you're talking 6 dudes, 6 teams that if one of them wasn't in the feature on Sunday would be a very huge surprise.
Mhm.
And that's another thing. Dials, you never know what he's going to take.
Right.
Ever. He could be in a
Seen it,
Galaxy. He could be in an Imp. He could be in a Suicide. He could be in a Caddy.
Round back.
No telling what that dude's going to be in.
But he can drive. Because
Yeah,
he's
he
usually
can.
there at the end.
Yep, he is.
I hated to see him lose his.
His spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was always pulling for the no-namers.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
we've
his
talked
number.
about it a million times.
That's
Somebody's
his
got to
number.
lose.
Somebody has to lose every time.
That is Dial's number, though. Hashtag no namer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So,
Because Dials is.
the no-namer. We're gonna go into your favorite class.
I was just going to skip over that. I'm going to go get a beer.
You just opened one,
Yeah.
prick.
I'm going to take a piss. Get a sandwich.
The compact teams. Dude, I know you're not a compact fan. I know that. Everybody on air
should
knows
probably
this.
know.
But there's dudes on here that just make you go, oof.
It seems like there's enough competition in the compact class this year that,
It might be worth the watch for you.
well, no,
No, he's not ever going to say that shit.
I'll have
Damn, I thought I'd
way
catch him off
more
guard.
time to go get beers. Because the shit might last for a little bit.
Yeah. Compact killers.
Are they running compacts on Monday this year?
That's
what they need to do.
No, sir. I think they run them on Saturday morning and then Saturday night and then Sunday, I believe.
They ought to have them out there the weekend before.
Kevin Ullman, Tyler Ford, Levi Skillman, and Adam Reese.
Compact killers.
That team has changed a little bit. A. Wright, Don Reno,
That's
Derek
our
Dudley,
guys.
Blake Holtz, and Eric Mulder.
I would say they better watch out for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't count them out, man. OMM's out there.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, you know, anytime you got Jacob and Josh and Kurt, those are 3 bad dudes anyways. And then you add Steven Sickles in it too.
Man, we just had them on last week.
Tilligaff,
Dilligaff. I mean,
Jonathan Painter, Cody Bedsworth, Aaron Hull, and Tyler Pickens.
if Cody and Tyler can take the luck that they've had this year with them out there, better watch out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would not want to be the team that draws them the
I
first
just
day.
hope something stupid doesn't happen. And, you know, even SN, CF, like, I
Yes.
hope that I hope that's not the case. You know, I hope A-Right doesn't draw them or, you know,
Yeah, you know,
Gaff, because I really like to see all that shit come down. Because even though I do know that there's differences there with all those guys in a feature setting,
that can be some teams that can work together
yeah,
from Missouri
yeah.
to bring that Kansas money back home.
You know, because there's 4 full-blown Missouri teams.
Tyler Verdon, Danny Hobbs, Mikey Hobbs, Andrew Jennings, Dilligaff, A. Wright, OMM.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 4 dudes. Oh, shit. Then NPS. Brady Smith's on that team with Justin Main, Tyler Anderson, and Calvin Deeds.
Oh. So
yeah. So
that
1,
money
2,
needs to
3,
come back.
4. That's 5 teams within an hour and a half of us,
Right.
roughly. As the office, I'm,
Right.
saying. This,
Which a lot of those names are shit that's been in our shows.
and took home checks.
Yeah.
Wood comes to Boone County
Yeah.
in a van and rolls out with a dub and a check.
Yep. And a good van.
Yeah. very, very good van still left. Good enough they used it for a raffle van at one of their shows just a few weeks ago.
Which, man, they've been having some killer turnouts.
Yeah, I think that figure eight shit, they might be on something.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. We're not stepping on no toes. You
Hell
know all
no.
that,
But
you
I
know.
do. We talked about it last week.
I want to go watch it.
I'd like to go watch them. But for some reason, every time we have a show, they do too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because Versailles, I guess, was just...
But you all forgot one list.
What?
The Power Wheels. That thing's full.
Hold on, let me see it. I've already shut my phone down.
But there's some family names
Power
in there
Wheels.
from
Axel Clemens, Brecken Whitaker, Brenton Schoening.
there's a Pudwitter in there, if I remember right.
I think it's Caleb, I think. Where?
There's a couple Markleys in there.
Yep.
Yep. There's a
I mean-
Burkhardt in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a Quast in there. There's a LaFoe in there.
Clark, I'm guessing that's some of the Missouri bunch there.
Yep. Yep. Caleb Pudwitter's in there.
Yep.
Jackson Galooey. There's a whole list of future Derby drivers in that Power Wheels
That's
class.
great.
and it kind of makes you wonder, is it just, straight up just, normal Power Wheels, or do they allow them anything of some sort?
They're not supposed to. Most of them will change the batteries
Yeah.
out, get them going a little
You'll
bit.
get to see some neat looking shit, though. Like, I got to see some tilted shit and
Oh, yeah.
stuff last year, which I don't know how you cold bend a Power Wheel.
I'd say they're not cold bending it. I'd say they're cutting it.
Oh, shit. But that's like the wrap right there on Blizzard Bash.
Yes.
I mean, that shit is going to be good. I can't wait to watch it from Derek's living room.
If you can't get there to see it,
Come to Derek's living room.
negative.
Can I come to your living room?
derbytees.tv.
Yes.
We'll have it. A couple years ago, somebody did ask to come over, and she said, yeah, you could watch it from the porch.
Stinky.
So that's where we're going to stop at Blizzard Bash.
Let's talk about Halloween Havoc.
It's going to be Havoc.
The Snapchats are starting.
My phone has rang consistently for the last week and a half.
Really?
Consistently. Sounds like there's going to be 9 million gun ghosts.
Oh, my.
Okay. I'm putting it out there. I don't give a shit. I have had so many calls. So I allowed 2 plates on a gut gun.
Mm-hmm.
6x6 by 1/8.
Yes.
Want to know what the most commonly asked question is?
How big of a plate can we have?
No, it's worse than that. Can I cut that plate in 2 and use it? I said, no, that would be 4 plates. But I'm just using that. I said, no. Do you want no plates? Because we can do that. Yeah, can I cut that in half? And
So they want 4 3x3 by 8 plates.
That's still
instead
4
of 2
plates.
6x6 by 8
no,
plates.
you get 1 plate, 1 per frame rail.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of here.
Manipulate that
And
plate
there
as
has
you will.
been so many people that have called over minute shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it is a cleanup show. I'm not saying start stuffing shit,
Correct.
but if you've got to add an inch piece of steel to hold your bumper on because the frame rails collapsed, no, I'm not going to bitch about that. Sorry.
Correct.
Like, you call me over shit like that. You're burning up my free minutes.
I did have a text yesterday that said, hey, bro, I'm not sure if we're going to make it or not. I said, why? He said, well, I need to talk to Mr. Reno. One of the things that is done on this gentleman's car is legal for 2 other promoters. I said, dude,
We're blending rules.
I said, we are going to work with any other rule. I said, this is a cleanup show. This is not like our first show of the year.
No.
No, you're
Bring that shit and junk it.
yes. He said, well, I want to junk it. I was like, what you're telling me, that's not going to...
Because I've had so many calls for stock cars. Well, I run such and such show, and they allow this down tube. Bring it. Okay.
We allow down tubes.
Right, but I think it was 2 inches bigger than what.
Oh,
We're like, I don't give a shit about that.
no, that's why it's called a clean-up show.
That's why I'm giving you all 10 plates.
Yes, and that's what I did tell the text. The text, when I answered it, I said, dude, that's going to be worked with. Don't worry about that. I'll say, just make sure you aren't over on plates. He said, I'm short on plates. And I went, oh, my God. Serious? He's like, yeah, I'm short of what you guys are going to give me.
We had some discrepancies with a cheated car this year. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, can I run it? And I said, call Jerry. And Jerry called me. I said, I'm going to let him run it. But the part that was cheated at our last show is going to count as 4 plates.
Ah.
Right you wrong, or roll with
Or roll
plates.
with it. Yeah. I mean, that's
Now,
his choice.
To the point of where what the guy cheated is not worth 4 plates to me, I would fix it. But
Yes. I would fix that issue
yeah,
the correct way. And then put my plates where
Yeah.
they needed to be.
But that's what I'm telling everybody whenever they're wondering about this stuff. We're going to work with you.
Yes.
100% we're going to work with you. I mean, we did load some cars last year. But
Well,
one of
dude.
them was a foot short.
At least a foot short.
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't hardly get my hand between the A-arm and the front bumper.
yeah.
Like-
I mean, the bumper was where the core support should be, and it looked like
Yeah.
the core support was half the distance between the core support and the spring pocket.
Yeah.
That's
mean,
not
it
supposed
was-
to be like that.
Whenever you see
was
a
that
core
short?
support that's leaning forward,
Oof. In the words of Big D, oof.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a moped, like a Dodge truck. You know how the
Yes.
grill leans back? That's what this Vic core support looked like.
And it would have been a nasty bitch.
But we couldn't do that.
No, that's
There's a level,
there's a level of fuckery,
right?
and
But we do try to work because this is what we try to give everybody that opportunity to get rid of that car.
To
so you
get
don't
your
have
shit
worry
out
about
of
it.
it.
Yes,
just like Drew.
yes, and that's why we're giving everybody all these plates so
Yes.
you can fix that twisted up piece of shit.
Yep, you can pull it out.
Because if you rip a frame, you got a plate to fix it now.
Speaking
Yes.
of him, he snapped me yesterday and said, "Are you any good at welding?" I was like, "I can weld." He's like, "Can you weld upside down?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you talking about like hanging upside down or like me laying on my back looking up at something, welding overhead?" Well, welding overhead. I said, "Yeah, that's why." He said, "I can't do it."
I hate it. I hate welding overhead.
Oh, y'all don't like having the fuck burn out of you?
No, I really don't. I don't like running a plasma cutter.
Meg,
Overhead?
Meg ain't Meg and Tig ain't nothing overhead. Stick welding's where it sucks overhead.
Yeah, I'm not welding overhead. Roll that son of a bitch on its side
That's what I kind of mentioned to him. It's like
if it's possible.
I was like, lift it up, do something. I said, hell, I was like, there's got to be a way to get it to where it's not, you're looking at it, coming in on your face. He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, if you need me, call me.
Well, right now, he's still working.
Yeah, we've been in the field.
As of an hour ago, he was working with
Yeah.
lights on.
Because he snapped me right as I snapped him, right as we pulled up out front. We sent each other the same Snapchat listening to Country Gold, and it was Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, except I just sent him a song. He was jamming out, singing to me.
Oh, God. Drew singing.
So, I mean,
But I think we're going to have a hell of a turnout. I really do. I would like to see around that 100 car mark.
210 cars got it.
Stop it. If that happens, I'm leaving.
I'm dick punching him,
I will
and then
leave.
I'm leaving.
I'm out.
No, I'm not doing
I will
200
set
cars.
my fucking headset right there on the dirt, and I will get in my vehicle and leave.
Best place for it, really.
You can come up and you can announce, because I'm not doing that shit at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing it.
Three words. Free for all.
At least we're not recovering from COVID this year.
That
That
is
is
true.
correct. No COVID recovery.
No COVID
from this
recovery because somebody's got their vocal cords to keep warmed up for that night.
year. As long as I can get this tooth issue done with. Tech time. 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock tech time.
Be there.
It's done at 4. If you were not in that tech line by 3,
Yeah.
sorry about you.
Load the shit back on the truck.
Yeah, sorry about you. Don't load it. Don't unload it. Don't do shit. Just prepare to watch a derby. Start time will be at 5,
On the dot.
not 5:26, not
Power wheels will be
6:01.
on the track at 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock. Your gut and goes paying $1,200 to win. Your street stock and your stock cars are paying $1,800 to win. Your compacts are paying $1,500. We had 2 little squirrely bastards on with us last week that are saying how they've got to get their Blizzard Bash shit done,
But we'll be
but they're going to be there.
crazy bastard.
I think those guys have multiple motors and transmissions and, shit like that.
I'm waiting to. I'm wondering if yours is gonna be there. I'm wondering, Teddy, all those guys, because I know what they're doing too. They're working on Blizzard Bash shit,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know what everybody's got left.
Entry fees, what, $50?
$50. I mean, a normal shit running for even a little bit more than what we pay normally.
Oh yeah, this is one of the highest paying shows we've had.
Yes.
Teddy Papadopoulos calling Teddy Papadopoulos. If you listen, I will pay your entry fee.
Listen to this big spending bitch. Here's the deal. Last year, Halloween Havoc, we got rained out. We had to push it
It only helped.
to the first weekend of November. Beautiful weather. Did get cold that night. But 170 cars the weekend before Blizzard Bash. And even the guys who were going to run Blizzard Bash that
Were there.
didn't come and run, they were still there.
Uh-huh.
They were still there supporting. I think we're going to get a lot of that. But it seems like this year there's not as many, other than the compact guys.
Right.
We don't have as many teams around this area. We've got one on the qualifying side that's pretty close to us.
Right.
We've got a couple on the limited weld side that's close to us. We've got 4 on the compact side
Right.
that's close to us. So that's a lot of maybe guys bring in some.
And you seen that everybody followed suit on us from what we did last year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have a cleanup show this year. I seen it coming. Fucking writing was on the wall last year.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody announced a date
Mm-hmm.
until we did.
Yeah.
Which that's where that whole backside frontside thing comes into play.
Well, next
They know
Saturday,
that.
weather next Saturday, supposed to be perfect.
The
Yeah.
only person that was just a touch respectful about their whole cleanup deal was what's his face in Huntsville. He let them have plates, but not all the plates.
Correct.
He still let them get 2
Mm-hmm.
for our show,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was
And he did too on the Gut and Goes.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't. Yeah, that's whatever. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about the compact and the big cars.
Mm-hmm.
He kept it 2 plates under what ours was, so I thought that was pretty cool
Yes.
on his part. I mean, that was pretty stand up. Now the other person, they were like, "We're going to do exactly what they do, except give you no money."
Isn't that kind of normal for them
Right.
all year long, though? We're gonna
Like,
pay you
our
like
gut and go.
we're gonna pay you like $14 in your entry fee back to when your Gut and Go class.
We were paying $1,000 more in the gut and go class than what they are.
Some of them guys are pissed because somebody decided to get married next weekend. So, like 3 of the normal guys that will come over for the
Right.
Gut and Goes had to go run today because they couldn't run next Saturday. That's one of them things. That's when life happens,
And our street stock and stock class, I think that might be the biggest payouts that they've seen this year around here.
Oh yeah,
Except for Palmyra. Because Palmyra's usually got some wicked.
oh yeah. It's like 2,500 usually.
Bowling
class
Green
or
does some pretty cool shit.
Yeah,
But I think as far as like our local county shit, like I think we're sitting there. I don't know what the total number on that is, but it's more than I wanted to pay out.
a lot.
I mean, I can
A
get
lot.
I can get close if you want to keep telling them what else is going to be there, like the bounce houses that we can get
Yes.
suckers about.
Magic City Bounce House will be there.
I think we got a couple food vendors coming.
Hey, I didn't even ask you. Is Macho Nacho coming?
He is not going to make
Damn it!
But he said that next year, wherever we want him, He's there.
See
The
the one
shrimp
that-
tacos are fucking
the one of
badass.
our Pio?
Yes, the one that Austin said, dude, get the shrimp
It's cold,
tacos.
man.
It's Cole McKinnon, and those tacos are no joke.
I just had
I mean, problem is they're
nachos.
too. I mean, they're when you're announcing you eat fast if you're gonna eat.
Yeah.
But you got 3 street tacos for $7. The shrimp was awesome. It had great flavor to it. Everything was fresh.
I had just a pile of chicken and shrimp nachos.
Yeah,
You know, and I mean it was damn good.
yeah. Cole, he's
Like our second place in the bone stock and the street stock is what most people have been paying all year for that whole class.
yes. Magic City Bounce Houses will be there. Couple different food vendors, plus our normal, plus our beer garden provided by the bottle
Yep.
in Salisbury.
We're gonna do something a little different in our food stand this year though. Doing the filthy nachos.
That we did at Mother's Day madness and sold smooth out. So instead of the
Just
normal,
in our payouts, this is before any of the team shit,
hold on, I'm gonna puke.
is almost 12 G's.
Everybody else is like 8, if that,
Sometimes.
if not 5.
That's what separates the men from the boys.
So yeah,
No, that's where stupidity comes into play.
yeah.
Because I lost $3,000 on the show last year.
Mm-hmm.
170 cards. Because we doubled all the features, which is a possibility we may end up doing this year.
Yes.
And if we end up having to do that, that's $24,000 for anybody that
Yeah.
can do simple math.
But the size of the track, it justifies how many you can get on there. We have been known to run 34 across the track at one time before.
And this track will hold 40 or more.
Yeah, it depends on how we set them out there.
I would say if we put them on the dirt like we did last time, well, I wouldn't be scared to say that it'd hold damn near 50
50,
cars.
yeah. But we did say one and done only. There is no heats. We are not doing that
Not really.
bullshit. We are not doing heats. So,
And we will figure out how we're going to split everything up if we have to do that, because we'll have to drop a spot. I mean, that's
instead of
Is
doing
that-
4, it'll be
yeah.
3. Yeah.
just how this shit works.
Yep. But
And I know I'm going to catch some shit because that lady's still trying to get parts together to make the trophies that we owe people. She is working on it. That is happening. And I've got some parts, and I told her I'd bring them to her if she couldn't find the shit. She's having trouble with toppers. And that color we had.
it's the normal. It's
It's COVID related. It's COVID related. We can't get the part.
Well, it is what it is. I mean,
I deal with it Monday through Friday.
because everybody, I've offered to give them the money for trophy cost.
Yeah.
Go get it made.
Go get your own.
Yeah. Because I've had the people that have called me. Where's my trophy? Where's my trophy? Go. Here's the money. Here's the money that it costs for the trophy. Go have it made.
Nobody wants to fucking work anymore, so nobody can
You
get
can't
the
get
shit.
you. If I can't get the shit, like I don't know if anybody has paid any attention that has been to our shows. Our trophies have been different every show.
Yeah. Because
Some
we
of
have
them-
to use what she has in stock.
Whatever. Like there was one show that the first place trophies were a different color. One set of trophies had a different center section color because she couldn't get enough to
Yep.
make them 6 foot tall.
And we use a bad ass trophy lady
Yes.
over in Quincy.
And if she can't get it, it's not available.
Correct. These are not them cheesy ass trophies that you
Yeah.
can get online for $14. Period. So this is if she can't get them, I don't know very many people that can. So after this airs, there will be when this airs that morning, we will be building
Building
a
a
track
track.
that night. And then the next night, possibility of Saturday morning.
I don't want to.
Still building.
If anybody's listening and bored, I'm going to come sit on a piece of equipment. Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if anybody wants to pick trash up, pay somebody like $300 to come pick trash up.
Yep.
I don't want to.
We did. We paid a Madison family to come do it.
I think
And
that's
then
good. They can come back
here's
to
the
it again,
deal:
don't
when they do it, they get to keep the aluminum too.
They keep it there.
They can keep whatever they want. If
They can
there's,
get the fucking grandstands out there. They can have those.
if there's bumpers and hoods and shit, to fill up a scrap car or whatever, get some
Yeah.
more weight out of it.
One year we were up there, and I filled up a van.
Well, scrap.
I filled it up to the windows with bullshit that they left at the derby.
Mm-hmm.
Parts.
Is that van still sitting out back, or did you finally get rid of it?
Brian Powell come and got that. He was over there one day with an empty trailer. I don't know. He stopped by to bring something of mine that was at his shop, and he was like, "What are we gonna do with that?" I was like, "We can put it on your trailer right now. Get the fuck out of here." All right.
Deal.
Yep.
What else is coming up?
You got P
P
Hill.
Hill.
P Hill
P
cleanup
Hill's
show,
on the 22nd.
and that's going to be.
What's it gonna be like?
I think
I think it'll be light.
I think it'll still be a decent.
No, I think it'll be a good show, but I think it'll be light because everybody has done these cleanup shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if anybody's got anything left from us, they can throw a couple more plates on and go over to P Hill if they want to.
That's why promoters need to talk to one another.
And get along.
Well, it works
Yes.
because we're way more valuable to each other if we get along.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing about Austin. He knows. Austin ain't no
that
dummy.
dude will communicate until
Uh-huh.
you don't want to no more.
Yep.
Like, he will talk to you.
So, here comes back to that parts failure. We might have 6 badass dudes
Throw a fucking drive shaft.
that just
on.
have something stupid. Guess what? I can put dose more plates on.
Yep.
I can roll over an hour and a half to P Hill and finish this piece of shit. Smooth off. And then they can go enjoy the band as soon as it's over.
I hear that band's supposed to be.
He's a Nashville artist. I mean, he ain't no joke. I can't remember the kid's name, but
It's going to be a good after party.
guys, it was a little bit different today than we had planned.
Yeah, but I kind of like these every once in a while, where we can air out a little bit of shit, maybe have a full-blown discussion. We're not trying to keep somebody else entertained. Because honestly, whenever we have a guest in here, I feel like it's our responsibility to make sure that they're not having to sit here through our monotonous bullshit.
Yeah. But there's some bad shit coming up,
I
boys
would
and girls.
really, really, really like to start getting some more viewer feedback. And I don't know what it's going to take for us to get that.
All I know is that dude that he said that commented that's around in Washington, after you said that day, every week since then, he's the first one on there that saying, I'm ready for it to come out tomorrow morning. I'm
Yeah.
like, dang.
Yeah. Yeah, he is, that it's just cool to see where all these people are,
Mhm.
from that get to, I just happened to open my phone and, it looks like Mr. Andrew Jennings,
Got the dub?
he got the dub today. Oh, he was in Tyler Verdon's car. And, so guys trying to get some shit finished off,
Oh, yeah.
to get their stuff out of it. So I think we're going to be seeing that a lot more here in the next couple weeks before we get to that time. So, any last words, boys?
Well, I think that everybody's going to be pleasantly surprised at what the weather's going to be next weekend.
Awesome.
73 degrees according to mine. That morning be a little cool.
What is it, like
48,
48
I'm
below?
really, really hoping we get the rain that's in the forecast next week.
Yeah, that Monday,
I want it.
Tuesday.
Yes. And there's not a huge chance, but there's a 60 and a 50 on Tuesday. And then there's a 40 on Thursday. And I think there's a little shot, like a 50% chance of rain Monday night. If we could get an inch of rain, like between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the track will
We got a
be
roller.
ignorant.
It's going to be ignorant anyways.
I mean, we could almost take 3 inches of rain and be okay.
That's a lot. God damn,
And I
that's
don't
a
give a
lot.
shit.
For
Up
the-
there, it runs off.
for the track.
We
but
haven't had any rain.
we haven't had any rain in the last 2 weeks.
I just know that
We got that
I
little,
want these drivers to know that I'm going to give them what they wanted all year, and they're going to have a track.
Yep.
if you get stuck, it's your own fault.
If you get stuck, you're not in Paris.
That's right. If you get stuck, it's your
You're
own
somewhere
fault.
else.
The only people that'll be getting stuck in Paris is whenever they're bellied out trying to get on a trailer.
Sounds good to me.
And I think we're going to sell tickets for the whole seat next weekend. I think they're only going to need like the edge of it.
Show up, stand out, and let it hang out.
Make junk, boys.
Yeah.